What's up, everyone? Happy holiday.
Happy holiday.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Bench with the Tovar Brothers. We have the Tovar Brothers, of course. Joey here in sunny San Diego. Not really. Thunderstorms all night.
The
Angel up in LA. We are
beautiful.
separated for the holidays.
But not on Christmas Day. We will be watching football together.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hope you guys having a great week. Hope your shopping is wrapped up. Ains, how's the shopping going?
Christmas going great. It's the same as It's the same as last week, but all the planning is done. So
right. You've been in that stage for a while.
Yeah. I mean, Saturday's gonna be pretty hectic, but
so it should come together though, pretty quick.
But Santa comes one night, so why can't I? You know what I'm saying? Like Santa can do it.
Soundproof logic.
Yeah.
Soundproof logic. That doesn't make sense. Anyways, welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for joining us. If it's your first time here on YouTube, welcome to the show.
Hey,
we talk football 3 times a week, except for next week. No show on Monday, as we will be celebrating Christmas with the fam bam.
Yeah.
But we'll see you Wednesday with the and almost it feels like an all-star break. It feels like, all right, once we come back from Wednesday, we're in the home stretch, baby.
We have to recap what happened, playoff implications of Sunday's games. And then now you win or you're not getting the playoffs now. Yeah. Now it's most teams are in that position. So football is fantastic right now.
Big game. So thanks so much for joining us. If you're with us, and then if you've been with us all year, thank you so much. We appreciate your support. We love you guys, the faithful bench warmers, the day one bench warmers, baby. On this episode, we're gonna get into the news. We're gonna recap that Saints Rams Thursday night football game. It was fun. It was awesome. We have a couple questions, Friday's questions, Sunday's answers that we're going to get into, and then we're going to go through and pick the games for week number 16. If you, like I said, if you're here on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a buddy. Hey, maybe you don't have a Christmas gift? Just write down our at bench show and hand them a piece of paper. Like, here you go.
Like I was thinking today, like, should I give my coworker or something? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give a little tip. We'll go watch bench.
The gifts that keep on giving.
Yeah, it gives all year. Whoa.
If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast, thanks so much for joining us on the audio version of Bench with the Tovar Brothers. We love you guys as well. And then, of course, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. I'll put how to spell that below here on the below here.
No one can do it from this side.
Yeah. But yeah, follow us on those platforms. We're putting up reaction. We're putting up highlights. We're putting up just random thoughts we have. Just all sorts of stuff up there on those platforms. So make sure you're following those. And that's pretty much it for the housekeeping stuff. Let's get into a little bit of a Thursday night football recap as the Rams took on the Saints. All right. On Thursday night, we saw the Rams look very, very good. Look like a playoff team against the Saints, who are Saints are no pushover. They're the perfect average team.
Yeah, that's the perfectly average team of the NFL. Okay, quarterback, okay, defense, okay, offensive line, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
okay.
Final score was 30-22. Saints just made a late push. Rams played really soft, kind of the end of the quarter. They were almost like benching people. Like Ronnie Rivers came in for Kyron Williams for a drive, and the Saints kind of made him pay. This is the NFL. You can't completely give up. So the Saints made it closer at the end, but the Rams really dominated this game for 3.5 quarters, three-fourths quarters. And a lot of things stood us about the Rams. Some more not so great things stood us maybe that's the Saints. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the positives first.
Okay.
Positively sure that Chris Olave is a stud. Yeah, but the Rams look great. They're a sneaky playoff team right now. They're the 6th seed. I mean, the 7th seed is a bunch of 500 teams. I think they're gonna easily get in the playoffs. And they were saying a lot during the broadcast. I'm not sure if you want to play this Rams team. I mean, they've been there, done that before. They've been there. Like Stafford's playing well. The wideouts, they have a 1-2 that's very lethal.
Yeah, and
Kyron Williams out of nowhere is a pretty decent running back.
Listen, the Rams deserve so much credit with how they've drafted.
Yeah,
this team was just crapped on for trading all its number 1 picks, all its first round picks. I think it went like a record 6 or 7 years without a first round pick.
Yeah,
and here they are, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, leading rusher, leading receiver, back-to-back fifth-round picks.
Yep.
I mean, they were just killing it. I can't think of the GM's name at this moment. You got it?
Less Sneak.
Yeah, him and Sean McVay are just destroying this draft because they have just starters littered across, and that's just offensively. They have defensive linemen that are not first-round draft picks and defensive backfield and just very little like true like in your prime stars. They have Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford's at the back end of his career, although he's playing like a young man.
Yeah, he looks
really good.
He looks pretty good.
This Rams offense is so complete, and they've reinvented themselves. It's no more a throw the ball or run or whatever. Running is not an afterthought for this team anymore. They run the ball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Kyron Williams can do a lot, too. He's good at the backfield. He's good. He's not scared to go, A-gaps, that pretty good running back. And Sean McVay just loves him so much because he keeps feeding them, and Kyron Williams keeps responding like this. I mean, he had a great night last night.
He reminds me so much of Austin Eckler. This might be the new Austin Eckler. No one really gave him a shot. He was kind of a mid prospect coming in from Notre Dame, not explosive enough, not big enough, whatever.
Yeah.
And he just keeps producing, just all-purpose yards up and down the field, and just such an important part of this offense. It's no coincidence that Stafford and this offense is balling out ever since Kyron Williams came back.
Yeah, and Puka Nacua is he's just a great rookie. They home run with him and Cup.
I got some stats on him. Should I wait till the news or just give him right now?
Do it right now. Why not?
Okay, Puka Nacua is breaking like real records.
Yeah.
Like, this is not feel-good records. Like, hey, first 3 games, most yards ever. Like, no, these are like real records. He needs 147 yards in 2 games. That's very doable for him. That's 70 some yards each game. To break the record for the most receiving yards by a rookie in NFL history. Current holder is Calvin Johnson. You know what's funny? Matthew Stafford threw to him in that year as well.
The common denominator, Stafford. I mean, good for you, buddy. Good for Puka Nacua. And what just looked like a regular guy. Like, yeah, I play football. You probably see him on the street, and he probably wears like regular clothes. He's like, I play football.
I feel like he wears Billabong. Most 100 receiving yard games in his rookie year since the Super Bowl era. Odell Beckham 7, Justin Jefferson 7, Puka Nacua right behind him at 6. So he's all those guys. Like he is really establishing himself as not a feel good story. Like I'm the best rookie receiver in the league right now.
There's so many good rookies. This rookie class of wideouts is phenomenal. It reminds me of that.
Most productive, right?
It reminds me of that rookie class, the AJ Brown, DK Metcalf. That was a good one too. This one's also a good one. Some years we get blessed with this, and we have 3 headlined by Puka Nacua, 3 or 4 or 5 even. Puka Nacua, the best rookie I've seen since Justin Jefferson, because he just catches everything. Yeah.
Okay, so they got the running back, they got the number 1 receiver. Your number 2 receiver is Cooper Kupp. That works. He
pretty good
touchdowns last night. Like he can play a lot better as well. What's his homeboy from the Chiefs all of a sudden balling out? DeMarcus Robinson. He looked really good. Tutu Atwell's coming back.
Yeah.
Offense.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
No, 6th seed and the 7th seed is 500 seed. Like they have a pretty good shot here of make some noise in the playoffs because they're. I mean, I tell you who doesn't want to play them is the 49ers
or the Cowboys. You don't want to play this team, absolutely.
But more specifically for Niners, because I know they're a very good team. They're divisional teams. Like you don't know anything can happen with these divisional games. So yeah.
Matthew Stafford in the last 5 games, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, 66% completion, almost 1,400 yards in the last 5 games. He's the most underrated quarterback in the league right now. Like he's balling out. I mean, more than Baker Mayfield.
Just the consummate pro. We take him for granted since his rookie year. Just a consummate pro. He keeps doing what he's doing. Quietly creeping up on a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. And he's a nice guy to cheer for. He's just like a gunslinger. He wears 1 sleeve now. So.
And a guy to keep your eye on as you go into the offseason here for a coaching position is Mike LaFleur, the offensive coordinator for McVay. People have feasted on McVay assistants, and
LaFleur might be the next guy.
They've worked out, yeah. So LaFleur is going to be right up there. I think he's going to be the hotness right there with Ben Johnson. Like he's up there. maybe a consolation prize, but I can see someone just falling in love with him. Obviously, his brother's a coach. He's killing it. As long as he's had a healthy offensive unit, they've looked really good.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm all for it. So,
yep. Let's talk about the Saints a little bit here. Derek Carr played okay. 319, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. His stats, even in the good games, seem to look better than how he actually played. This team, I think, had 7 points after 3 quarters.
yeah, Kamara kind of showed a little bit that he's not the same. He's good. He's a great pass catcher. He's not the same Kamara.
Right.
Olave is great. He reminds me of. He's just a fantastic wideout. He's just
He reminds me of the young Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, he's just a pro wideout. He's very good. I don't even see we've seen the best out of him.
No.
And then defensively, not much to do. I mean, they obviously got ran up, and they couldn't really stop anybody, and they couldn't really stop the run, really. So this team is in transition. We both don't like the head coach, just an uninspired head coach. I think they need to get one of these young offensive minds, get some new blood in there, get some new energy.
And this is where they've been the last couple of years. They're 7-8. They're gonna finish somewhere around 500. They're not gonna pick in the top 10. They're gonna be right in the middle of the league and just pick up some, mid prospect and just stay right there in the middle, unless you really try to break free from that. And teams either do that with going after, and they tried with Derek Carr, but going after like superstar players or tanking to the bottom of that list and starting over with new fresh blood, new coordinator. I mean, they could use a Michael Floor.
Oh yeah,
they could use a Johnson. Why can't he go to the Saints? That's not a bad job.
Yeah. I'm all for that. But this team needs a little reboot for sure.
Yeah. They got a big game with some NFC South opponents. A lot of things still shake out in that division because it's not a very good division. So pretty much everyone's alive except the Panthers.
RIP to the Panthers. Sorry, Bryce. He's almost to Cancun though. That's where you get almost to Cancun.
He needs a break. Let's get into the news. The Lions are positioned to host their first playoff game since 1993. Number one, awesome. Imagine that speech from Coach Campbell.
Crying. He's crying, probably like this is for us. Like
they gotta film that. They gotta film it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll have their first host their first playoff game here. And as it stands right now, who they'll be hosting? Matthew Stafford.
Oh my gosh, Stafford. What a fantastic round one.
Beloved. They still love him.
Oh yeah, Stafford is their best quarterback that they've ever had.
Oh yeah, he left it on the field. Obviously, there's the one famous video with the shoulder and all that.
Yeah,
that would be such an emotional game for him. It would be such a cool, because a lot of times these first round games it could be a matchup of a bad team versus a good team. But I think this would be a high scoring game. It'd be a fun game. They would be going up and down the field. I don't care what these defenses do. There would be so much offensive magic.
Also, Goff going against his old unit.
God, they're trading for one another.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Goff being like, look at what you've turned me into, this guy you thought was gone. Now look what I am now. I have a team that's built around me.
Ben Johnson versus Mike LaFleur.
Yeah, just shoot. And then it's I can imagine that Sean McVay is very much smaller than Dan Campbell. Yeah. So like the intimidation there's so many storylines here. That'd be fantastic. Also, if we're saying matchups, the Buccaneers might play the Vikings. So that's fun. That's fun. We'll talk about this a little bit later. But the Seahawks and the Ace. Okay, so the Vikings are playing the Lions this week, and the Seahawks are playing Tennessee. The Seahawks are probably the most fun team you want in that 7th seed, right? So, but we'll see. I mean, it's interesting times, but Vikings fans.
I'd like to see Baker. I mean, why not?
No, it's not Baker. It's the Vikings side I don't want to see.
Yeah, I don't want to see Mullins. He seems like a wild animal. But no, I mean, one of the NFC East teams is going to take one of the wild cards, and we're talking about the last one, right?
Yeah, the 7.
Yeah. Who's in the running there?
So the Rams are the 6. On the bubble, the Seahawks at 7-7, Saints 7-8, and then the distance is 6-8 Falcons and Packers. So it's mainly just going to be Either the Saints, Seahawks, or Vikings. Kind of one of those three.
Or the Rams would be in already?
The Rams are 6 seed. They're 8-7. Yeah, and so they're up.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, we'll see. Speaking of the Lions here, Ben Johnson, the report came out that he's looking for at least 15 mil.
Pay me.
As a head coach. He's like, yeah, if you want me, come pay me, and someone's gonna pay me.
Oh yeah. Look at the Panthers. Man, how much they'd pay to save their young quarterback? Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to know like where that compares to other coaches. So that would put him in the category of Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, legend. Sean McVay, Super Bowl champion. Sean Payton, Super Bowl champion. Kyle Shanahan. Most people, if you ask them, would probably think he won a Super Bowl. Has not won a Super Bowl, but very successful coach.
Yeah.
Largely regarded as maybe the next great coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
He wants to be writing those right off the bat. If you're, I mean, that doesn't count against a cap, obviously. So this all is an owner decision. You go to your owner, like, hey, this is the best guy out there. Do you want to write this check? And that's a way to piss off some fans. If your owner says, multi-billionaire,
it's like,
don't want to pay this guy 15 mil.
No, you know what? Let's go get Ron Rivera is about to be let go. Let's go get Riverboat Ron.
Yep.
Shout out to Ron Rivera.
See if we can package Jack Del Rio in that.
Yeah, see if we get a combo. maybe we get even Sam Howell in it. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, good for Ben Johnson. Go get your bag because you know how many shots you have at the money.
Hey, coach.
Yeah, go for it.
Really quick. We didn't talk about this. I want to talk a little bit about this. The Rashard Mendenhall comments about the Mendenhall, former Steelers running back.
Yeah.
I'll paraphrase what he said. Basically, how we should be all pros for white people and for black people. Like there's different whatever, right? Like how we should be doing that. Pro Bowl for white people and black people. One, that's called segregation. We worked very hard to not start segregation. And two, there's a very clear winner on who would win this game.
The whites. Yeah.
No.
Well, he first went at what he was going at is the reporters, all the average whites talking about football, and that's why he went to the white-black thing. Basically, we black people, speaking as Rashard Mendenhall, know more about football. We're better at football, and that he was kind of going at the mid kind of. And that, to me, that's a lot of the ex-player podcasts and stuff like that. Like that's not us really. Like we're not trying to be. Like, hey, yeah, we know the game because we played in high school. To me, that's going at the Bustin' with the Boys, those guys. That's going at Pat McAfee. That's going at those guys. First of all, ridiculous thing to say. Second of all, super fun thing to talk about because we've been having this conversation for years anyway. Like, what offends me is that no mention of the Brown team, no mention of the Asian team. Okay, we just assume Puka Nacua is going to play for the whites.
Yeah, Puka Nacua is definitely not white or he's not black. I don't know what he is. Nope. He's not either of those.
He's I think he's Polynesian, right? He's Asian.
And who gets like Troy Polamalu? Like where does he land?
I think I saw Fred Warner on a couple of black rosters. My guy's a little bit Mexican.
Yeah, he was on the Hispanic Heritage promo thing. Like he's one of us. So
yeah, when he put the little flag, he put the Mexican flag.
Yeah. Sorry about it. Let's pick a side.
So do we do a white, black, everything else team? Because the everything else team is not bad. I'm thinking Jordan Mailata. I'm thinking Hufanga Tafoa, whatever his name is.
All the names that are crazy to pronounce. Yeah.
I think it's a very overlooked team that I think can make some noise. And
then we get to the mixed people, like half black, half white.
Yeah.
Where do they go?
I think there should be a light skin team. There should be a little bit half and half team.
They'll be the sexiest team because the light skin. They'll be the sexiest team.
They'll have the best eyes for sure.
The best eyes. They'll have the best singing voices, maybe.
Those four teams, that's the tournament there. You have the blacks, you have the whites. You obviously separate those two into different brackets.
Yeah.
You have the everything else's.
Yeah.
And then you have the
mix.
The half-seas.
Yeah, half-seas.
As one great orator once put it.
What a tournament! Who would have paid for that?
There.
NFL, you just got gifted a idea that would bring the country and races together and also far apart. Yeah. Because I want to see what the stand's gonna be like. How you gonna go wear a shirt that says Team White?
Yeah,
you wear that shirt, buddy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and what he's failing to realize is that the world is already. So I'm going to fix my hat mid-show here. The world is already trying to do this because they made flag football an Olympic sport. So
Yep.
we're trying, Rashard. You're just kind of jumping the gun. And I want to know
Yeah.
this, Rashard. What have you done to get this going?
Yeah. Where's your money towards this league?
Not there.
All I see is a mad tweet.
In all seriousness, I think it's hilarious that he was not joking. Like he's definitely 100% serious. But everyone just ran with it as a big joke because of how ridiculous it is. And I love that this is where we are as society, is that it didn't become a big fight. It's just like because in truth, like I only was in locker rooms until high school, and even I know that conversation happens in locker rooms.
Yeah.
Because we're just gonna talk about it. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to ignore that we have different skin colors. It's kind of fun to kind of have these conversations. So
Yeah.
I love that everyone just started giving their all black, all white teams. I thought it was hilarious.
Tell you what, man. Tell you what. I want to know the DBs for the white team. You show me a DB. You show me just one.
Yeah, what you're doing is going heavy on the safeties, and you're playing a zone.
A lot of zone coverage. A lot. Yeah. Tell you what, they're not be able to run the ball.
But when you think of it like that, though, I mean, you get Harrison Smith back there. You put Reed Blankenship back there. If you do
you put John Lynch, baby. John Lynch, the hammer.
It's not an all-time team. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, even if it was all-time, but currently, Blankenship. You got Ashton Davis. That's the only guy I know from the Jets. Wingard, the safety from the Jaguars.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
One of those Bills receivers has to be actually white. They can't all be light skin, right? Or are they all light skin guys?
Yeah, they're all light skin.
Not receivers, DBs.
Yeah, I think they're all light skin. Micah Hyde, Poyer,
Rap.
Oh man, what a freaking contest we would have.
Yeah, I want to see the half white, half black team, and then the everything else team, and then we could start talking, Rashard.
Yeah. Then
we start talking. Then, great point. That's the news. Let's get into Friday's questions, Sunday's answers for week number 16. Okay. Why don't you get started?
Sure. This question that we've been asking all year, and I'll just ask it again because they're actually going to have some answers on Sunday. Can Miami actually beat a good team? I don't know if you noticed, they're playing the Cowboys at home. The over-under for this game is 51. The Cowboys coming off an embarrassing loss with Buffalo, so you know that they want to win. Dolphins, everything about this team screams this should be a legit contender that should be talked about with the Niners, Eagles, and Chiefs, or Ravens. Right? They're first in the league in points scored, passing yards, and fourth in rushing yards, so they can score, keep up with anybody. Tua's first in the league in freaking passing, throwing 71%. But 3 of the 4 losses on Miami's record this year have come against teams with winning records, while all 10 of their wins have come against teams 500 or under.
Yes.
So all you were even asking, can they beat a good team? Also, somewhat we've been asking that about the Cowboys. Cowboys kind of answered that already. But on Sunday, we get to see Miami at home against a very good Cowboys team that needs to win. They're trying to gain the second or first seed. It's about time, Dolphins, that we see what you're made of, and this just screams potential. There can be a huge. I don't know. I'm not on the side of. I've been pretty anti-Miami kind of this whole year.
Yeah,
I've seen Dallas play pretty tough games, and I'm taking Dallas in this game. But we'll find out if Miami can actually beat a good team, because this Dallas team is stacked, offensively, defensively. We'll really find out about this team a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game of stars for sure. This is a game of 2 squads that they're at times the talent on their team doesn't add up to the type of team performance they should have. They've underperformed as a team. Both of them have. I mean, you just look at what happened to the Cowboys last week against the Bills. Very similar matchup. Up and down team in the AFC, the Bills, and they just manhandle the Cowboys. So, I don't trust either of these teams. So it comes down to who you trust less, and that would be the Dolphins for me.
Yeah.
So I think the Cowboys win this game, but I can see this game going so many different ways. And I mean, it's going to be there's some interesting matchups. The number one rated cornerback on the year is Jalen Ramsey in man
Yeah.
coverage. So it'll be Jalen Ramsey and CeeDee Lamb's having his best season of his career. And so those guys will be matched up. That'll be fun. This pass rush is heating up for the Dolphins. Vic Fangio is dialing it up. And
Yep.
he's going to go try to get Dak, and we'll see. Like, Dak's been phenomenal.
Yeah, and also the other side, you have Xavier Howard, who's no scrub. Like I'm looking forward to seeing this passing game of the Cowboys against this team. But
Yeah.
on the Miami side, Dallas is terrible against the run. They're terrible. And Miami is about to have a 20 touchdown running back.
Yeah.
The only way to win this game is if they say for the first time all year, we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run it more.
I mean, after that Bills game, that has to be the plan. That has to. The A chain, you got the league's leading rusher, or I don't know if he's a leader in rusher, but Mostert, I mean, one of the best running backs in the league this year. Yeah, that's how it'd be. Just a heavy dose of those guys. Just run it right at them. Last week, the Bills exposed that you can neutralize completely Micah Parsons if you just make him a run defender. He's not the same guy. He likes to jump in and go get a sack and kind of like recklessly rush the passer. So if you run at a guy like that, the Bills gave a blueprint. We talk about the Niners. They said that about the Eagles, and they were so far they've proven to be right. Like, hey, we gave the blueprint how to beat Hurts. This might be the same deal. The Bills might say, hey, we gave you the blueprint. Run at this team. They don't want it. If that's what we saw the Niners do to them too. McCaffrey it was just a steady dose of McCaffrey. So yeah, I got the Cowboys in that game for sure. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Okay, let's get into mine here. Mine is the battle of the Ravens and the Niners, right? This is the game of the week. This is the game of the week. Right. And my question is this: who's the MVP? Because in this game, in my opinion, you have the top 3 MVP candidates in the league. You have Purdy and Jackson. That's what everyone's talking about. But you have my real MVP, your real MVP, and that's Christian McCaffrey. Okay, Brock Purdy. But the reason why this matters too, like the MVP actually will be decided in this game.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the MVP has turned into the Heisman, where it's just the latest and greatest. Like who's the hottest. And that's what the MVP is now. I don't love it, but that's what it is. So I'm gonna judge it like that. Purdy's balling, right? 3,700 yards. He's gonna break 4,000 easily. 29 touchdowns. That's number 1 in the NFL. 70% of his passes, like no doubt, he is balling. 9 yards an attempt. I think that's first in the league as well. He's also getting them a little bit of rushing, about 150 yards or so.
Well, sprinkle in there
a little bit. Lamar Jackson, 3,100 yards passing, so less passing yards, but obviously he has the rushing element. Almost 800. He'll easily break 800 yards for the season. And then those 17 touchdowns in the air, 5 in the ground. He's balling as well, and that's what it'll be built as: Purdy versus Jackson. But there is a very good chance that that's what it's built at, and at the end of the day, the real star in the field is Christian McCaffrey. Because he might be the best player in the NFL. Like
he might be. He probably is. He's our pick. He's this show's pick for MVP.
Yeah.
But that Ravens defense, we've seen them go up and then go down. But at their best, I want to see that Ravens defense, how they hold up. Because if the Ravens trying to make the playoff run, you need to be able to stop teams like this, because this is potentially a super matchup. But on the other side, the MVP stuff, what a game. If Purdy struggles and CMC carries them, I don't know what other argument can be made. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I can see Purdy come out this game struggling because the Ravens can rush the passer, and they're pretty good on the back end too. So, yeah, MVP candidates will be decided. And also, like you said, the world's watching this game, and you don't think this is going to swing voters, then you're crazy. Like, this is going to influence a lot of people who have not been watching all year, but finally see Purdy and CMC together and Lamar Jackson, all on one field. This is gonna be a game. This might be a Super Bowl match, to be honest.
For sure, it's the favorite for sure.
Yeah.
McCaffrey, I want to give a little context on him. 5 yards of carry, over 5 yards of carry. With the amount of carries he has, that's amazing. 92 yards a game. Most total rushing yards on the year. 13 rushing touchdowns. He's just a touchdown machine at this point. And then the passing game. There's a whole nother element of the passing game. 500 yards, 7 TDs to the passing. He scored 20 touchdowns this year. I saw this Niners team break the number 1 Eagles rushing defense. They haven't been the same since they played the Niners. And so when you tell me that the Ravens are good against the run, I say, okay, but I've seen this story before.
Yeah.
It's like it's unstoppable force, unmovable object. And so far, this unstoppable force that is Christian McCaffrey, he's yet to be stopped. He's just yet to be stopped. And so my money's on at the end of this game, though it's a unanimous. Okay, well, we were all thinking this. Christian McCaffrey is the MVP of the league.
So you're picking the Niners in this game, since you're saying that.
I think so. I think so. I think it's gonna be such a show to see Christian McCaffrey do this to the Ravens. It's amazing. I mean, I'm an Eagle fan. Obviously, there's a rivalry there, but I just appreciate the player that Christian McCaffrey is so much. Like he's the man.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
There's a dog on the other side, man. Lamar Jackson is playing some good ball right now.
I think you're talking about Roquan Smith, but yes, Lamar Jackson.
Roquan Smith also, yeah. He's probably the best interior linebacker or middle linebacker in the league. But Lamar Jackson is playing phenomenal football right now.
Yeah.
Playing the best I've seen him playing in a long time. And he hasn't finished the year out in like the last 2 years because he's been hurt. He's healthy right now. He has that offense rolling. He's making Isaiah Likely a thing. He's got a rookie receiver and OBJ giving them whatever that, he has left in the tank. Yeah, this could be a good game. This is and it's on Sunday Night Football. So you get to Collinsworth being like,
oh yeah,
it's amazing.
We're all gonna be home. We're gonna be full. We're gonna be hitting those seconds and just watching some football. Love it. Love America. Love the NFL.
This is what Santa wanted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to your last one here. That's it. Oh, sorry. I thought you had another one. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break then, and then we'll be back with our game picks for Week 16, and we'll wrap it up. Okay, we are back with our Week 16 picks. We're gonna do a little differently this time. Usually, we try to do it in less than a minute, or around a minute, or under 2 minutes, or just the best we can do. We're not gonna do it this time because of the Zoom. It just lags, and I don't want it to be weird and awkward. And kind of want to talk through these games. So let's get it started here on Saturday. First of all, Santa gave us a little prize here. We get a full weekend of football. That's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, and the way we're going to pick games this week, we're taking like a nice little stroll down these games. I'm going to run through them. We're just going to walk through them. And also, Saturday football, please make this a regular thing, NFL. Please. This is all week, all weekend.
Yeah. So 1:30, let's get the party started here on Saturday as the 8-6 Bengals, led by the gunslinger himself, Jake Browning, go Huskies, go to Pittsburgh, where things are looking bleak. They're at 500, which is just where they live, and the Bengals are fighting for a playoff spot here. To move to 9-6 would be wonders for their playoff push. I think the Bengals are going to win this game, even though it's in Pittsburgh, and I think if it gets ugly, we're going to start to hear some Tomlin chatter. We're definitely going to hear some, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator chatter. I got the Bengals.
Yeah, I have the Bengals here for the same reason you do. Jake Browning playing hot. They're 8-6, and honestly, they can't afford to lose because the 8-9 seed have the same record at 8-6. Texans, Bills, they can't afford to lose. I have them winning this game. And Pittsburgh is beginning to self-implode. We're seeing comments from Jalen Warren about the wideouts.
Blocking.
It's just getting dumb. So I'm gonna pick the Bengals here for sure.
Once they win that game, all the Bengals will have their eyes on the nightcap. 5 o'clock, the Bills at 8-6 are taking on the Chargers, 5-9. To me, this is the Bills' opportunity to make us finally feel safe.
Yeah,
it's behind you. It's almost like, hey, listen, baby, you cheat on me a lot. You messed with me a lot back then. This is your chance. I'm letting you go out by yourself with the girls so you can show me that you're different. You're different.
Yeah.
You're not going to let us down. Bills, don't let us down. We believe in you again.
Yeah, I don't even know who's coaching the Chargers. I don't even.
You have no.
I'll think the Bills.
This team.
I'll think the Bills here. Josh Allen's playing well. Team's playing well. James Cook, we'll see if he continues. We saw last night what a running back who could do everything can do for an offense in Kyren Williams. We'll see if Cook has the same effect. That defense probably get back on track against this sorry Chargers offense. This might be a blowout, like 40-10 blowout.
Yeah. So if those two teams win on Saturday, Sunday morning they'll both be watching this game that we'll talk about now, and that's the 8-6 Colts, right there in the mix in the AFC playoff race. They're gonna play the Falcons. New quarterback again there, Taylor Heineke.
Okay, Heineke, back to Heineke.
Yep.
Okay,
Take the field.
This is the plan all along.
Yep. The 6-8 Falcons, they're fighting for the NFC South title. The Colts are looking good. Minshew is hot. Pittman's gonna play. Jonathan Taylor's back. I got the Colts here.
The Colts. What world are we living in where the Colts, Gardner Minshew, is leading this team to what appears like a freaking playoff?
No, all these teams just went out. Everyone's at 10-6.
Everyone's gonna be at this record, and the AFC is just that tough where you can win 10 games and legitimately not be even in the top 8 seeds in the conference.
Yeah.
Colts here on the Falcons. I'm never gonna pick the Falcons this whole season. I'm gonna speak it into existence. Arthur Smith, moving on to a different job. I won't say fired, just moving on. Different.
Mutually agree to
part. Mutually agree to part ways.
Yeah. Moving on here, the 6-8 Packers, who just looked after that Chiefs win, right? It looked like, okay, this team is making a run. They just like maybe started to believe the hype a little too much about themselves. They now sit 6-8, pretty much out of the NFC playoff picture. I don't know if they're mathematically eliminated. I don't think they are. They're gonna play the Panthers here, 2-12. Panthers, I guess all that matters for them now is keep Bryce Young developing at some point, and hey, this pick really matters in this upcoming draft.
Yeah. I'll take the Packers here, though. I think this is a product of them just being a young team, but also live up what you said, of them believing their own hype. When you're young, you get carried away with that kind of noise, like, oh, you're the bet, you beat the Chiefs at home, all this stuff. And then you realize, oh, everyone's good in this league. You can't sleep against anybody because anyone can beat you. Yeah. So, but I think this is probably a nice bounce back for Jordan Love and those boys. Get a nice feeling. They'll probably finish off the year around 500, but at this point, I'm keeping Jordan Love. But I'm keeping a little eye on that draft board. You know, the falls was the third round. There's correct there we like. Maybe I'm gonna take a little peek at that guy.
Yeah. I got the Packers as well to move to 7-8 there. Next year we got the Browns at 9-5. The 9-5 Browns, led by Joe Flacco and Jerome Ford, are going to take on the Texans. Is Stroud back? I don't think he is.
No, Stroud's not.
He's not back yet. I got the Browns to continue to roll here, and unfortunately, the Texans are that playoff game slipping away because Stroud got hurt. That sucks to see, but that's just football, and specifically that's just 2023 NFL football.
It's Case Keenum had a nice game last week, but the Titans are they're an NFL team. The Browns are an elite defense, so I think Case Keenum throws for under 150 yards this game. I think the Browns defense shuts them down completely. I'll take the Browns here. It'll be close, but then at the end, the Browns will pull away just because they just have more on their side, which is saying a lot for the Browns. They have a lot has been taken away from them, but they still have more than the Texans. So,
next game here, the Lions, very similar to the Bills here. I need you to prove to me that you're who we think you are. It looks right now like the Lions are that dog in the dog park, just peeing on every post. They're just claiming that division, just knocking out NFC North teams that have beat up them for years and years. Like I said earlier in the show, trying to secure this first home game playoff, home playoff game since 1993. I was 4 years old. You weren't born yet. Like, this is a big, big deal. I got the Lions here taking care of business.
Yeah, I think Lions are back. I saw last week there. I was thoroughly impressed. Lions here. Lions are going to be vying for that. I hope they can make a run at the number 1, number 2 seed, get a first round bye. They're a little banged up. They kind of need it. Lions. I'll take Lions here.
Next game is a game that I don't know how many people will be watching it, but let's call it here. The 4-10 Commandos. I'm gonna call them the Commandos because
the Commandos.
You're not the Commanders until you're at least 500.
They're
gonna not Zach Wilson. He's hurt. I guess I don't know his ego, his pride.
Bruised ego.
Bruised confidence. Who's even playing quarterback for them anymore?
Trevor Siemian.
They're at home. I mean, I guess the Commandos are going to win because they got more. I know Brian Robinson is going to play, which is one of their better players. But
I'm taking the Jets here in a 9-7 victory.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
Ugly. Good. I mean, if you're a fan of old school football, This is your game.
Oh, Ron Rivera is jacked.
Like, oh God.
He's like, God, everyone's gonna be watching this game because it's just gonna be a defense.
This is it. This is my coaching peak is right here. Yeah, I have the Jets by 1 or 2 points. First 1 to 10 wins.
Rumor has it that Ron Rivera's time is dwindling, so he better savor these as long as possible. I actually think they win this game. And then you got the Jets, right? 7-7 Seahawks, taking on the 5-9 Titans. Titans are bleeding. Derrick Henry's aging before our very eyes. Will Levis is a gamer, but is very much a young wild stallion, wild horse, you might say.
He needs some time to cook. He's not ready yet.
I think Geno's back this game. I think the Seahawks win this game, but I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, Seahawks win this game, and they also need this game because in that NFC right now, currently they're the 8th seed at 7-7. So we called the Lions beating the Vikings earlier. Seahawks win tomorrow, and they have that 7th seed. So this is a playoff game.
Another time, and they need to win out. They lose one more time, their season's done.
Yeah, they need to win. And Tennessee's a very beatable team right now. They have guys, but like you said, Henry's not the same. Young quarterback, inconsistent up and down all around. I'll take Seattle here.
A very, very competitive game is next, and it's one of the more underrated games of the week, and that's the banged up Jaguars. Of course, you have Trevor Lawrence just playing through broken legs and cracked ribs and ruptured lungs and split livers. He's not playing.
He's not going
to play. Yeah. He's finally going to take a break. So they'll have Chris Bethard.
CJ Beathard.
Yeah, there you go. Chris Johnson Beathard.
Kadarius Josephat Beathard.
Yes. Kadarius with a C for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, whether Lawrence is playing or not, Baker Mayfield's not going to lose this game. I think Baker Mayfield's playing well. I'm going with the Bucks.
I'm going with my Bucks here. I think Beathard is going to get a little exposed. 7 seasons.
Sure.
7 seasons, 12 career starts. We don't really know if he's good or not. He's probably not. Buccaneers fighting for that spot. Bucks.
I think the Bucks next couple of weeks they just grab the NFC South by the horns and just take it over, and they're in the playoffs.
Yep.
3-11 Cardinals. Kyler Murray, who we're not talking about, is not playing that well.
Not very well.
Off an injury, crap team. So we'll give him benefit of the doubt. And then the guy who's forever on a tryout, Justin Fields, he'll host here. I think the Bears blow out this team. The defense is playing lights out. Montez Sweat is lights out, and Bears going to blow the doors off this team.
2 of the most talented, physically talented quarterbacks in the league. Both might not be on the teams that that's playing for right now.
Wild.
I'll take the Bears here. That defense is playing phenomenal. Montez Sweat is just way better than we thought. Yeah, Washington was not using him right. Whatever they're doing in Chicago is working. Another example of Washington wasting talent. But I'll take the Bears here, and pretty convincingly.
Bears. Montez Sweat, is still the leading sack getter in Washington, even though he's been gone for several weeks.
Sweet.
That Washington team is. Moving on here in a game we've talked about already, but we'll pick it now. The Cowboys at 10-4, fighting for that number 1 seed, still fighting for the NFC East. A huge game. The Seahawks, of course, opened that door for them by beating the Eagles last week, and everything's right there for the taking. The Cowboys taking on the Dolphins here in Miami. We already picked it, I guess, in our picks here. I have we both have the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah, so both the Cowboys here. We already talked about it. We won't spend any more time on it. Next, 3-11, Bill Belichick, in what might be one of his final games as a Patriots head coach, is going to take on your Denver Broncos, who are very much fighting for a playoff seed. I got the Broncos here easily, but I think this is a low-scoring game.
Yeah, this is going to be who's the most grumpy old man head coach in the league, Sean Payton or Bill Belichick. They're both very good at it. They're both pros at it. We might see another yelling of Russell Wilson that'll be blown up across all social media, because the low-hanging fruit for social media right now is Russell Wilson being bad at anything. There's a little frustration on my end. He does something wrong, and it's like he's like the villainized so fast. I'll take.
What are they? What did Russell Wilson do?
No, exactly. Remember last week when Peyton was just screaming and yelling at him for something. Yeah. We don't even know. Then they asked Sean Payton, "Hey, why are you yelling at him? That's none of your business. That's none of your business." Okay, Sean, we're just asking, dude. We're freaking reporters. It's our job to ask. But whatever. I'll take the Broncos here. Over under. I'll take the under. It's gonna be low scoring.
Yeah, I got the Broncos as well to move to 8-7 and keep their hopes alive. And then on Monday, Christmas Day,
Happy holiday,
10 a.m. So I need to get to San Diego, from San Diego to LA by 10 to watch the kickoff of the Raiders and the Chiefs. I think this is a close game because the Chiefs are just not playing well right now. And the Raiders, obviously, the Raiders are going to be, okay, here's why I think the Raiders are going to be in this game is because they're all emotion right now. They're all hype right now. They're going to play the best when they give the best underdog speech pregame. And what more of an underdog speech on Christmas Day against the defending champs? They're going to be up for the game. Max Crosby is going to be a problem because Max Crosby is a problem.
Don't say it.
By the way, captain of the all-white team.
Oh, captain, leader.
Captain of the all-white team. Quarterback of the half-seat team, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, light-skinned team. Yeah, for sure.
Real football. I got the Chiefs, but it's a closer game than it needs to be, and the questions continue to mount on what's going on in Kansas City.
Over under 3 team drops by the Chiefs.
Wait, in the first half.
That's crazy. That's crazy that we can do that and not even be joking. That's like
until they decide that they just stick with their best 3 or 4 receivers and stop this cycling in all 9 receivers or whatever they have. That's what it's going to be. And Mahomes is going to be. You saw the frustration is just mounting.
Yeah,
it's just make the change. I think Pacheco's back. That'll help. But just off of surgery, we don't know what he's going to give them really. But yeah, the drops. That's just who they are right now.
All that being said, I'll take the Chiefs. Raiders will get hot, but the Chiefs they'll just find a way to win.
Yeah, and the Raiders win. Just silence, literally mute all the Raider fans on your Instagram and Twitter because they're going to be taking victory laps until next year kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next game here, the Eagles playing another Monday game, another primetime game, playing the Giants. It's a trap game to me because they have Giants, Cardinals, Giants, and it's a division game. I get it. They pretty much own the Giants, but the Eagles aren't playing well right now, and they're bleeding in the secondary. Bradbury, I didn't know this. Did you know that on that final drive last week against the Seahawks, every single pass on that final drive was against Bradbury?
It felt like it. Bradbury's confidence is an all-time low.
Yeah,
but
Slay's not there still. The backups are all very unproven young guys. Tommy DeVito's playing well. He's playing scrappy. He's playing Heineke well. He's playing Heineke. Yeah. He really is. He's rushing
like a good backup.
Yeah, he could definitely beat you. And so I think I picked the Eagles here, and I hope it's a blowout. Like if it's not a blowout, I'm not gonna feel good about it.
Yeah,
if it's a good game. It's more panic.
Yeah, I'll take Philly here too. I agree with your points. They need to be a blowout. They need confidence back, and they also need to get their team right. Yeah. And this is a team, the Giants, they've shown a little bit of heart, but this is a team that's like the Eagles, where it's just this is a get right game. Let's get right against this team that's not very talented.
Absolutely. You have 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'll have Eagles here by a lot, but if it's not smooth, I'm gonna be even more worried than I am now.
And then the game of the week, the game of the year, that I think what will decide the MVP, a Super Bowl preview, like all the above. Ravens at Niners. I think we already picked it, right? Did we pick it? Maybe we did.
We did.
I'm glad we didn't. This game's in Santa Clara. That does mean something, because you're splitting hairs with these teams. I mean, let's do a little bit more of an in-depth preview here. Let me give you some numbers because it's incredible. The Niners, offensively, 2nd in passing, 3rd in rushing, 3rd in points scored. The Ravens, 20th in passing. Okay.
Well, that's
1st in rushing.
Yeah, that's kind of
4th in points scored. Okay. So elite offenses. But the thing that sets these teams apart, paired with elite defenses. Ravens, 7th in passing, 10th against the rush, 1st in points allowed. So overall defense, they are number 1. And the Niners are obviously no slouch. 15th against the pass, third against the rush. So that's really the matchup. Ravens run game, Niners rush defense. Like that's what's going to determine the game for me. They're third against the rush, and then they're second, so right behind them in points allowed. I don't know how this game's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout. I don't know if it's going to be 12-13. I don't. There's so much elite talent. You don't know who's going to like what unstoppable force and what immovable object. Like it's just going to be massive talent. It's just awesome football.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm leaning the Ravens here, to be honest. I think if you put both these quarterbacks, because I haven't seen it, put both these quarterbacks under a microscope in the heat and in the fire, I'll take Lamar Jackson over Purdy.
Yeah.
And quarterbacks are going to decide this game who plays the best. Purdy will play well. I'm sure he'll play well, but I'll take Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson wins it late with I don't know, some kind of event where we're all reminded why Lamar Jackson's mentioned amongst the best quarterbacks. It comes down to quarterback play, and I'll take Lamar Jackson. I'm taking the Ravens here in a very hard hitting, freaking amazing game. Awesome. This game might be a Super Bowl preview
on Christmas Day. So I don't care if the Lakers, Celtics, Nuggets. I don't care what the NBA has to offer. No one is going to be watching that game over the Ravens Niners. Like this worked out so beautifully for the NFL. Yeah. Like well done.
Also, it worked out because they're in Santa Clara, and I'm here from California. It does not snow here, so it will be cold. It won't be snowy, so conditions will be fair enough to where this is a regular field. There's no snow, there's no rain, there's no whatever. Yeah, so this shaped up to be what a beautiful end to a great holiday. And oh my gosh, you got this. They got this game right when they wrote down the season schedule. This one's phenomenal.
Yeah, I got the Niners here. I think Christian McCaffrey's the star. I think it's going to be, Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith, but Christian McCaffrey, I think is just going to be too good. They're going to lean on him, and I think at the end of this game, they're victorious, moved to 12-3, and I think Christian McCaffrey finally shows the world he's the MVP of the league. Purdy said it himself last week, and I think everyone sees it next Monday night on Christmas Day. I got the Niners.
Yeah, Ravens. What a game. God, football.
Awesome, guys. Listen, savor this. What a weekend of football we have. Watch as much as you can. I don't want to say let the women cook, but whoever handles the cooking, let them handle the cooking. Just don't let it be you. You know what I'm saying? If it is you, make sure you have a line of sight to the TV here because some massive football games going on.
Yeah, and for all the guys out there who have to battle driving or being stuff with the family and doing gifts too and doing football at the same time, good luck. Because I know you're going to want to watch a game, but your wife's going to want you to do this and that. Good luck.
Yeah, I personally love being with my family, so I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm just saying, good luck balancing.
Yeah. That's the show for today. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Like we said before, no show on Monday, and this show number 69. So when we get back, show number 70 down the stretch. We got some guests lined up for the rest of the year. We got some playoff football to talk. We got the MVP race. We got the year-end awards. Then we got off-season coming up. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following everything on the socials at Bench Show, and it's going to be a good time. You have a great Christmas weekend. Angel, you got anything to say to the people?
Merry Christmas, and for my Jewish friends out there, Happy Hanukkah.
Okay. All right, that's the show. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Later.
Peace.